Hello, everyone. This is Betsy Wurzel, your host of Chatting with Betsy on Passionate Rural Talk Radio Network, which is a subsidiary of Global Media Network, LLC. And our mantra is educate, enlighten, and entertain. Folks, I have a phenomenal guest on today. Today's no exception because I always have phenomenal guests on. Do you know about music therapy? Do you have a loved one who has dementia? Do you need music therapy? Because I know my music sure helped me during caregiving, and I know for a fact that music helped Matt when he was going through his journey with early onset Alzheimer's. Well, you're going to want to listen to my guest today, who is such a sweetheart. My guest today is Alexis Baker. She is a music therapist, board certified. She is a certified dementia practitioner. She is founder and owner of Ridgetown Music Therapy. Since 2017 in Portland, Oregon, Alexis's mission as a music therapist is to spark joy and improve quality of life through meaningful music engagement. Alexis is passionate about using music to make a difference in the lives of older adults living with dementia and their caregivers. Well, I'm so excited. Welcome, Alexis Baker, to Chatting with Betsy. I am so excited to talk to you.
Hi, Betsy. It's so good to be talking with you today, and thank you for that warm welcome.
Oh, you are welcome. Oh, it's my pleasure. Alexis, as we were talking before, folks, before I started to record, and, you know, one of the reasons why I do Chatting with Betsy is to bring you, the audience, resources that I sure wish I knew about in my husband's journey. And why do I keep sounding redundant about that? Because I wish there was resources back 5 years ago, 14 years ago. I wish I knew about resources that could have helped me not just be a better caregiver, but to help Matt have a better quality of life and to help us both with the journey. And music is so important, and I saw how it made a difference with Matt. And I had to give you an example, Alexis, if you don't mind. As Matt progressed, and he was afraid to take a shower, you know, when he would stiffen up when I would brush his teeth and, you know, give him a shower, I'd put on Johnny Cash. Matt loved Johnny Cash. And I put Johnny Cash on, and he would relax, and I could take care of him. We went to the dentist for his cleaning, and that was pretty good. Even near, like, his last visit, he got antsy, but he was pretty good. I said to the hygienist, put on Johnny Cash. You won't have a problem. And she did. So I saw that from, you know, Matt's viewpoint. And as for my own health benefit, my own mental health, I would go take a bath, put on John Denver music. Yes, I'm dating myself here. And I would pretend to be in the mountains or at the beach or just relax listening to music. And so I want to thank you, Alexis, for doing what you do. And if you could please tell the audience, what does a board-certified music therapist do? I should say, what do you do specifically?
Yeah, happy to share. And I love those examples you shared there. Music is just such a beautiful, powerful tool and can be used in so many different ways. So my work as a music therapist has been quite a journey. I first learned about it in high school, and it was one of those things that I just connected with right away. It just kind of clicked, and it was a clear path to me to pursue. I just knew I wanted to become a music therapist. And so just real quick, the process to become a music therapist is a bachelor's degree in music therapy, and that's about 4 years of coursework. and then 1,200 clinical training hours, and then you take a board certification exam. So it's a little bit of a process and almost like doing a double major, because you're learning, you're studying the music side of things, and then you're studying psychology and therapy techniques and things like that. But as a music therapist, I do a lot of different things. So we use music to, just at the most basic level, it's using music to help people and really facilitate change in a person. And hopefully that's a positive change, like a forward movement in some way, that you're helping them rehabilitate or address a particular need. And it could be physical, it could be emotional, it could be spiritual, it could be psychosocial, all kinds of things. So music can be used in a lot of different ways to do that. And I kind of have my pre-COVID work and my post-COVID work, and I can get more into that. But for seven years as a professional, I was a traveling music therapist, and I would drive around to all my clients, a lot of memory care communities, and then some individuals living at home, and I would bring a bunch of instruments with me, and I would, so we would do instrument play, we would dance and move to music, we would sing, we would do songwriting sometimes, so all kinds of music-based activities with the goal to help them in some way. So music therapy is very goal-oriented. You're always wanting a particular outcome, and that could be improving mood, decreasing agitation, reducing anxiety, self-expression, cognitive engagement, improving communication, helping them connect with the people around them. So it really just depends on the individual or group you're working with. That kind of sums up what I do.
That's beautiful. Like, does it help if to be a music therapist, to be musically inclined? Like, are you required to learn how to play instruments?
Yes, that is a great question, and it is a requirement. So while I was in school, I was studying 4 different areas of instrument, and it was voice. The voice is considered an instrument, and then guitar, piano, and percussion, because those are kind of foundational to music therapy and really facilitating music-based activities.
I think that is beautiful. I wish I could hug you in person, Alexis, because I know
likewise.
that you bring joy to so many people. And your website, where you have all different programs that people, no matter where they are in the world, they can go on and have music. Folks, I'm telling you, the website's going to be in the blog. Jump on it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Jump on it.
Yeah. So I like to tell people I love my work because it's a fun job. I get to bring joy and connection and help people feel better. So as you mentioned, what I do now is available anywhere, because I created a program in response to COVID. When I wasn't allowed to see my clients in person, I started filming. My husband started filming me. He's a professional videographer. We decided to put our skills together and started creating pre-recorded music sessions that could be accessed anytime from any smart device as kind of an alternative to like formal music therapy services. So just making something, an alternative music engagement program that's accessible to people.
And there's all different types of music on your website, or is there specific programs?
Yes. So we have just a huge variety of. We have 300 plus videos in our member library, we call it. And when people sign up as a member, they get full access to that. And we have all kinds of themes and music genres. There's really something for everyone.
That is cool. I used to tell people, play the music your loved one likes, not the music that you like, because that may not be what your loved one likes, especially if it's a parent. My dad, speaking of music, my dad was very agitated. He also had Alzheimer's. And my dad was from the big bands, the swing era. And my mom brought him all his music, and they would play it for him. It would calm him down. And she donated it. After my dad died, she donated all his, music to the facility that he was in.
Okay.
But my father loved, the big band music. So it's generational. What I might like, someone else may not like. But I'll have to tell my son.
Point.
Yeah, play John Denver. Johnny Cash.
He knows what you like. Yep.
Excuse me.
Yeah, that's a great point. Playing or using music that is preferred is very important.
Yes, and you see the benefits. Like I remember, Alexis, years ago on Facebook, they showed this individual. I remember this one video. He was just like, in his own world, not, being interactive. They put music on his ears. I forgot what he was listening to, and he just came alive. He was humming, he was clapping, and
I think I remember seeing that.
The difference. Did you see the one, and I don't know who the people are, but it was an African-American woman, and it was a Jewish woman, and she was singing to the black woman, "Jesus Loves Me." And the woman was responding. That was beautiful.
Yep. Yeah, I think that was Naomi Thale who was interacting with her. And that brings up another thing, too. Sometimes with dementia, mentally and cognitively, they go back to earlier years in life. So sometimes that ends up being childhood. And so we don't want to rule out childish songs because sometimes that's the thing needed to connect with them most.
Yes.
We definitely want to stay dignified in our use of music, but sometimes songs from early childhood or the grade school years or the teen years are what's best for wherever they're at in the dementia journey.
Yes, I feel that music, I might throw you a little off course here, Alexis, but not on purpose. I do have a question to ask you because I'm curious. I have found that music, not only for those who have dementia, but those who have a cognitive disability, they learn through music. My son has a cognitive disability, and when he was young, I would sing to Josh his address, so he would learn it and how to spell his name.
Yep.
Did you work in areas with people with cognitive disabilities and to see how music affected them also?
Yes, and you're absolutely right. Music can be used as a wonderful learning tool. And I've worked with kids, I've worked with adults with developmental disabilities, and I've worked in mental health in addition to older adults. So I've kind of worked throughout the age ranges, and with kids, it's especially used for developmental things, developmental focus, helping them learn social skills and things like that. So you can sing about turn taking, you can sing about sharing, you can sing about all kinds of things to help them learn these concepts or memorize something. And similarly, adults with cognitive or developmental disabilities, you can use music in that way too.
Yes. Music is, to me, it's like the universal language. And now it's being scientifically proven that it does help. And you know what used to amaze me, Alexis? This used to drive me crazy, though. I was a patient caregiver, folks, let me tell you. Matt would hum. He would hum a song, and that would drive me nuts. And I'd say, can you hum after I leave? But it amazed me that he could remember the tune. Like, I'm tone deaf. I can't sing on key for anything, but I love to sing. But he sang, he hummed the song, and but yet he didn't know how to use a fork. That boggled my mind.
Yeah.
I just found it incredible.
Wow. And you hit the nail on the head saying that music has always been a thing, but it's in the past decade or so, maybe 2 decades, has really started to be researched, and there's the actual research studies coming out backing it as explaining all the things it can do. And one thing music can do is it can activate every area of the brain. So even if there's breakdown happening in the brain, it can still create new neural pathways and trigger certain areas of the brain. It can trigger memories. It activates the feel-good centers of the brain. So yeah, it's really quite a beneficial thing in lots of different ways.
Yes, and I have to tell you something else. You're going to laugh. You never know, folks, what people remember. And when people listen to music, what memory can come up. Now, Matt also liked Glenn Campbell. So when he would hear Glenn Campbell sing Wichita Lineman, he would say to me, that was my dad's favorite song, because his father was a lineman for our public service, PSE&G here in New Jersey. And he would say my father was an alcoholic and he fell off one of the poles.
Oh, my goodness.
So, and for years he would say that when he heard Glenn Campbell sing the song. So you just don't know how the music is going to unlock their memory. So
it's true.
Put on music and see what comes forth. And be ready for surprises.
It's so true, and I always tell caregivers because I one of the things I love and am passionate about is empowering and equipping and encouraging caregivers to use music in the day-to-day. Because so often we just forget something that's so simple, but we forget about music and that it can really help. But I tell them, you won't know until you try. So you just gotta start somewhere and try and just kind of experiment. And it might be trial and error, and you gotta become a detective and maybe do a little digging into their past and ask family members, like, what specific songs, what specific singers or bands did they really like. But yeah, you don't know what you don't know until you try, and you never know what memories what they'll remember.
That's true. And I think it's great, Alexis, for someone to join up with your program, your membership, because it's a way for a caregiver to relax with their loved one instead of, being stressed all the time, to have a relaxing activity. And even if the person is not mobile, even if they're in a wheelchair, you could put the music on and you could dance with them. You could hold their hands. You could move their hands. Don't hurt them, of course, but you could gently, get them to clap. Maybe they could move their feet.
Yeah.
Music is just phenomenal. I have to tell you, I'll share another story. I worked as a nurse in a state institution for the severely disabled. And this one client, he loves music. And I would put he would always have his music on, and I'd go in there, and his name was Kenny, and I'd pretend to dance with him. And he loved it. He wasn't verbal, but he would laugh, and he would smile. Now, he was in bed. He wasn't mobile, folks, but he could move his arms. And just the look on his face of interacting with someone brought him joy. We can bring people joy by doing the most simple things as putting on music and dancing with them. I mean, that is just rocks my world.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful, and I love that you hinted at focusing on what they are still able to do. So he may have been bedbound, but you said he could move his arms, so he can dance with his arms. And I can't tell you how many clients I've knelt down to their level. I always try to get eye level with them and grab their hands and dance and even just sway to the beat. And it brings a smile. Like it's the simplest thing, but it can make a huge difference.
Absolutely. Even at meal times, I would play music especially as Matt, progressed to get him to eat. And I would play his favorite music. I even worked, I'm multi-talented, I guess. I worked in a preschool as a teacher's aide. And to get the kids to eat, I would sing to them. I'd make up these silly songs. And as I would help as I would help them to eat, and they'd go home and tell their moms, "Oh, Miss Betsy sang me this song while she fed me." And because the parents are very big on their children eating. And, it's just a joyful activity. Like how many times, and I know I worked as, I was a caregiver. Do we go like, oh, I got to give them a shower, or, oh, I got to change their diaper, oh, I got to do this. How about, and we do it with dread sometimes, let's be honest. But this is an activity you do with joy, and even changing a diaper, going to the bathroom, put the music on, and you'll see a difference. I really believe that, Alexis, that if people would have music on through all these different activities that are dreadful, it helps to lighten it, and it really does make a difference. What's that old saying? Music soothes the savage beast. Something like that.
Something like
not
that.
Not that we're saying people are beasts. Don't get me wrong here, but it's just calming.
Yes.
Excuse me.
And I know a caregiver who had a shower song with her mom who she cared for. It was the same song every time, How Much Is That Doggy in the Window, but she would sing it during shower time, and it would almost be like a signal, like it would help with the transition to shower time. And so music can help smooth over those transitions throughout the day, and it can be a point of connection with your loved one. I have a couple stories to share. I'd love to,
sure,
if that's okay with you.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
One of my, and I might have shared this on Minding Dementia, but one of my favorite ways music can impact and benefit someone as a music therapist is helping them find their voice again. So the expressive part of music, where maybe they, like, something has happened physically. So I was working with this one woman who had recently suffered a stroke, and she had lost the ability to speak. But I knelt down to her level, and I was just singing a familiar song, simple song, "You Are My Sunshine," and she had lost the ability to speak, but she could sing. And I only saw her once in her rehabilitative journey, but it makes me think that might have been the start of her regaining some of her speech. So it could be a physical thing, like stroke affecting the brain and affecting speech ability, or it could be like with dementia, a lot of times in the later stages, communication is a struggle. And there was an older gentleman who was in the later stage, and it was at Christmas time, so we were singing Christmas songs, and he didn't speak much, he didn't sing much, but one of the songs just hit him and really connected with him, and he just started belting out in this. I had no idea he had such a beautiful, rich voice, and he was able to just really express himself through music. So that's another thing I love about music, is just the expressive side.
Yes, it's so beautiful. Alexis, you are a beautiful soul, and giving joy to other people and helping families. I always say we never know how far our ripples go, and anyone in the world can go on your website. What is your website, Alexis?
Yeah, it's Bridgetown, spelled how it sounds, Bridgetown MT, that's for music therapy, bridgetownmt.com. And we have a lot of info on there. You can learn a lot. And then we have our program options. So for individuals, we have a program called Singing at Home. And I did want to mention it can be used in so many different ways. So there's no scheduling involved. You just go on your own time, and it's 24/7 access, and you get access to our full library. And we've heard feedback from many of our members. They use it in a lot of different ways. It can be used as a life enrichment activity, so just something to really engage and enrich, give your loved one a time of an enriching, engaging activity. It can be used as a tool for connection, so you sit and engage with your loved one, or it can be used as a respite. So if you've got things you need to do, caregivers are busy, you can just turn it on, and we've heard from many members that their loved one is able to just engage independently, and you can help them get set up and then walk away.
Yeah, that is so cool, for lack of a better word. That, folks, I'm telling you, you have to check out the website and learn more about Alexis Baker and what she does. Alexis is phenomenal at what she does, and I'm such an honor, really, to have you on Chatting with Betsy, and for you to share what you do and, helping people. And some people don't understand, I know that you do, Alexis, that when you help someone, how good you feel yourself. And I know you get so much joy just from knowing to help other people. And I just, really, I like to tell the audience all the time, check out the guest website, because there's so much information on there. You're going to want to join, and music is really very important. And folks, I'll tell you what, Google it. Google music research, and you'll find out just the science behind it, as we can't go into it here. But I saw a documentary, and I can't remember the name of this person, but it had to do with dementia and the scientific research that was behind it. And now you're seeing more and more about music, and, more music therapists. I think more people are becoming music therapists, which is good. Especially for someone like me, aging boomer.
I will tell you though, there's only 10,000 certified music therapists in the U.S.
Wow.
So there's not many of us, and there aren't enough to go around, especially with the aging population. So that's one thing I'm passionate about too, is like providing while in the meantime, until there are more music therapists to serve all the needs, I wanted to provide an alternative, a program that meets a need for music engagement and all of that, but also is extremely affordable, because that's another thing about music therapy. Unfortunately, it can be cost prohibitive. So yeah, I thank you so much, Betsy, for your support. I really do, because my journey as a music therapist has involved a lot of advocating and educating, and it seems never ending. So I'm glad more people are catching on to the benefits of music, and it's such a privilege and joy to help people. Like you said, I love it. I'm a helper at heart, and I love this work and being able to make a difference through music.
Well, you are making a difference, and folks, music does make a difference. Even if you don't have dementia, just think if you're in a bad mood, you put music on. I know I do, to lift you up, right? We listen to different music at different times, calm us down, make us more, jazzed up. If you're in exercise class, they put on the fast music. You want something slow, soothe you to sleep. Music is used in so many different ways. And before I forget, how can people get in touch with you, Alexis? Through your website, or do you have another place?
Yeah, good question. So we do have a contact button on our website, but they're welcome to email me directly. Actually, if they use the contact button on our website, I get that message. But my email is alexis@bridgetownmt.com.
Okay, and that will be in the blog. Thank you so much, Alexis Baker, for coming on today. Folks, you heard Alexis Baker, wonderful, wonderful person. There's not many music therapists, as you heard, only 10,000 in the U.S. So if you're a college-age person, you're going to college and you want a career that you know you'll have a job, think about being a music therapist. That would be a great career. And Alexis Baker is founder and owner of Bridgetown Music Therapy. Check it out. I'm telling you, you will love it, and I think you will want to join. It's to be able to do a fun activity with your loved one and give yourself a break. That's priceless right there. Let me tell you. and, to bring joy to someone. And I just have to say this because I'm a Jersey girl. Excuse me. Crack myself up.
I love that.
Make myself cough. Excuse me, folks.
Well, thank you, Betsy.
You're welcome.
I really appreciate all you do as well. I want to make sure to tell the audience, thank you. Thank you for what you do.
Oh, thank you very much.
And bringing awareness and highlighting the support and resources out there.
Well, thank you, and you are welcome. And it's my part of paying it forward. Yes, what I was going to say first, sorry, choking on my laughing, is that, I know caregivers say, oh, I can't afford this, I can't afford that. You know what? This is the Jersey girl in me. You're going to say this. You're going to get mad. I don't care. You pay for Netflix. You pay for Hulu. You pay for other stuff. Pay for something that's going to benefit your loved one and yourself. That's what I have to say. Because let me tell you what, if there was a program like this when Matt was alive, I would have definitely joined it, because it would have been a nice activity that we could have done together. And, you can't really put a price on bringing someone joy, and it's not going to rob the bank either, as they say. So that's what I tell people. You know what? Not only should caregivers educate themselves, and there's no excuse not to these days, you can, join membership, binge on music, and help your loved one. And yeah, I sometimes don't have any tact. I'm my father's daughter. But my father was very upfront. But that's what that's the show today, folks. Thank you so much. Thank you for listening, folks. Please share this show with someone that you know. I want to help as many people as possible, and only I could do it is through your help. So if you know a caregiver, you know someone who likes music, tell them about Alexis Baker. Share the show with them when it's on. Share Chatting with Betsy. I'm here to help other people. I want people to know about resources. I really do, to help you all have a better quality of life. That's what I'm here for. I'm not here for fame or fortune. I'm here to help you. I'm here to serve you. And that's the bottom line. That's the honest truth. And I want to thank Jeannie White, who's the station manager at Pastoral Talk Radio, who writes the blog. All the information about Alexis Baker will be in the blog, so please read it. And I want to thank Lillian Caldwell, who's CEO of Pastoral Talk Radio, that makes this all possible. And if you don't already subscribe to Chatting with Betsy, it is for free. I'm on iHeart, Spotify, Spreaker, Amazon Music, and Apple, just to name a few. So please subscribe, and you will hear wonderful guests. I have guests from all walks of life to help you. And there is something always for a caregiver. And caregivers have many different interests. So keep listening, and you will find something to help benefit you. And that's what I have to say today, folks. And as always, as I say at the end of my show, in a world where you could be anything, please be kind and shine your light bright, because we sure need it now more than ever before. And that's what I have to say. This is Betsy Wurzel, your host of Chatting with Betsy on Passionate World Talk Radio Network, which is a subsidiary of Global Media Network, LLC. Till we chat again, be safe, everyone. Bye-bye now.